What's up, everybody? Toast D here and Ajax. I hope you guys had a good weekend and got outdoors. It was raining all weekend here, so I didn't get a chance to do too much. However, I still wanted to make a video for you guys. Today's video is to tell you about all the things that I learned on my first backpacking trip earlier this year. Hopefully you guys saw my video. Please check it out. It was quite the adventure. I learned so much. And let me start by saying that I am not an expert. I am not a light ultra backpack guru, but I do like gear and I do like to try new things. And it's one of those things that I always said that the best way to learn is to teach. So I feel like that if you watch me and learn from me as a beginner, you might be able to not make the same mistakes I did. Because I know the next time I go out, it's going to be a little bit of a different kind of trek. I'm going to bring different gear with me. But then again, that's the whole point of trying new things. And that's what this whole entire adventure has been. So let's start at the beginning. First, make sure you get a good night rest and that you're ready the day before. Luckily, I had everything packed because I woke up late and I had that moment where I was freaking out because my phone was blowing up. My buddies are waiting for me and we were supposed to leave 30 minutes prior to me waking up, and I was about 20 minutes away from them, so I was way behind. So I woke up in a panic, got all my stuff ready, didn't even eat breakfast, didn't even get a chance to do anything else, just threw my clothes on, grabbed my bag, and I just left. Luckily, I had everything packed the night before, so I was easy to get up and go. Started my day off kind of rough. The only good thing that came out of me being late was that when we were arriving to our destination, we were able to see the sun come up, and where we were at Gettysburg, and cruising through Gettysburg with fog just over the battlefield was quite the cool scene. So that was kind of neat. My friends would tell me later on that, if I wasn't late, we never would have saw that because it was dark and raining and we would have missed it. So that was kind of cool to see. And one of the exciting things about doing a trip like this is really the gear up. And especially when you're doing it with friends, for doing this for the first time, we all got really excited about all the gear that we were buying. We had our text message was going back and forth and sending pictures of everything, going to REI and just learning all about all the new type of equipment that we were going to bring with us for this journey. Well, one of the items I wish I brought with me was my trekking poles. I got some REI Carbon Flash series trekking poles. I was really looking forward to using them. I don't have the best knees to begin with, and usually when I go hiking, I always grab a stick and leave a stick at the end of the trail. So I got the poles for this because we didn't really know how far we were going to travel or trek this time. We were going to went from 20 miles to 40 miles and then 30. So I wanted to be prepared and bring my poles with me. Well, within that text messages group, one of the buddies who's done this before was telling me that you don't need poles. They're going to get in your way. I listened. I'm a pretty athletic person and I thought I could handle it. Boy, was I wrong. After my first mile in, like I said, my legs started to hurt. I went and got myself a stick. By day 2, I needed 2 sticks to finish trekking through. So it was a challenge for me. So next time I go out, I'm definitely gonna bring my poles with me because that's what probably works better for me. And I can do a video on how to use your poles. So my next item is my luxury item. When you start learning about what kind of gear to bring on your backpacking trip, you'll go down a YouTube rabbit hole and a debate between should you bring this item? Is it necessary? How much weight is it? Or you can do without it, 100%. But I knew I wanted to bring it. I wanted to be comfortable and I splurged. And I'll tell you what, it was worth it. I got the Helinox Zero chair. My buddy bought one that was a knockoff version of it. It worked just as well. But definitely wasn't as light as this one. So this is best of both worlds, light and comfortability, and is worth having in your bag. Another buddy of mine had one of those stool ones. I could tell that he was uncomfortable at certain times throughout the night, just sitting on that thing, where I can lean back and lounge on this one. So I'm really glad I brought this one. My next item is my sleeping pad. I've done camping before and never actually really worried about what was my mat underneath that. I always kind of roughed it. And then I kind of saw the value in having a good pad. This time I got the Series Summit Thermo Light Pad. It's 5 centimeters 2 inches. I think that's right. I'll put the exact measurements right here. And it's a level 3 R rating. So it definitely was comfortable for me. I'm going to use this again. I'm going camping in 2 weeks from now, and it's going to be end of November. So I'm definitely going to try this out and make sure it helps keep me warmer. Speaking about being warm, I was not. My sleeping bag, got this for just this trip. It's a mirror mount. It's only rated for 55 degrees. It's so compact and so light, I thought it was worth having. It fit my bag perfectly, but it wasn't really geared for the elements that we were in. So I was actually pretty cold at night with this bag. Now, however, I'm still glad I bought this because I am planning a bike backpacking trip, and this is perfect for a warmer weather spring kind of camping. So I'm glad I bought this, but it wasn't for this trip, that's for sure, because I was cold with this bag. Next item is my tent. I went and got the REI Quarter Dome SL2. I have the footprint in here as well. This thing does compact pretty well. Again, I'm sure there's other tents out there that can compact itself better. In this case, this one was good enough for me. I will continue to use this tent, and I have no complaints about this one at all. It was easy to set up for you. It took me a little bit of time to get this thing up and running, and I was very comfortable. So REI, thanks for this one. And as far as packs go, I have the North Face Cobra 60. I really enjoy this pack. I'm not ready to go frameless. As I evolve and get better and do more hiking and day trips and 3-day trips, I think I can find a lot more use with this pack than any other at the moment. One buddy had the Kelty bag, another one had the Osprey bag. I personally really enjoyed having this one over theirs too, and I'll continue to use this for as long as I can until something else comes away. North Face makes great products, and again, I have no complaints on this one, except I did not like how small this hip pouch is. I could barely fit any kind of food in there that was really worth kind of carrying because it's so small. I can't put my phone in there, and I had to bring a second fanny pack just for my camera equipment. It's just easier to get in and out than obviously taking off the bag, because I'll tell you what, when you go backpacking, you are going to take this thing off more times than you thought you would have. So most of our trip was on and off, at least for us, just because we kept stopping and checking the map and going to different locations and getting more water, always taking the packs off, always taking the packs on. So next time I kind of want to gear up where I have a water pouch here, better setup for my camera equipment. That way I don't have to carry an extra fanny pack just for camera equipment. So those are a couple things I could have done better. But again, those are all learning pieces. Food goes, I went with the MSR burner, MSR pot, and then just a small tin for propane. I will tell you that all 4 of us brought our own burners. The MSR definitely torched them and got the water boiling much quicker than theirs. Nobody had a jet boil though, but my MSR worked perfectly to get everything ready. One thing that I wish I got was probably a pot that has more measurements inside, because when you're looking at the food bag and you're trying to figure out how much water to really put in there, it doesn't line up. So if I had more of a gauge on here, I would have known, because we basically just guesstimated the whole entire time. And sometimes the food would just either be not cooked all the way or just completely overrun with water. So definitely could have had a better pot, would have eliminated some of the food. And speaking of food, we all had the same types of food. You go to REI or Bass Pro or Walmart and you get the mountain houses, and it really didn't dawn on me that there's a better way to eat food trail through hiking, backpacking, and camping than Mountain House. I mean, Mountain House is good. It does its job, but I'll tell you what, I think next time going, I'm gonna have a better food prepared plan for me, and I'll let you know how that goes. So stay tuned for that. Last couple items I had with me was, of course, a head torch. I went with the Black Diamond Storm series. This thing's pretty sweet. Has a green light, blue light, red light. Super bright. Definitely had a good time using this. And one thing that my one buddy had brought to my attention is that when you're out in the woods and you turn on your head torch and you kind of look at all of the grass and woods and you see the little eyeballs, how many bugs are out there, all the spiders crawling around. So we had a lot of fun kind of searching through that, and we would keep looking around, checking for eyeballs and make sure there's no animals when we went to bed. So it was definitely cool to have this one. This is a really good torch. Had a My Charge heavy terrain adventure battery pack, waterproof, drop proof. This thing's indestructible, so this was plenty of power for me. And one last lamp, the Night Easy one. This one was good because I was able to plug in my phone as well for an extra power source, so it was good to have a backup plan in case this thing crapped out on me. And one of the last items I bought with me is one of those things when you go to the store one last time just to make sure you're not forgetting anything and you see it there, you're like, do I really need that? Should I get that? Let me get it. And that was my bow and arrow slingshot. I did not do any hunting on this trip, but I thought it'd be fun to have as a campfire game and do some target shooting, just if we got bored, something to do. So I brought like 3 arrows with me, and we kind of just used this for a short period of time just to, kill some time for something, a game to play or something. So I brought that with me. So when you watch my video, this is what that was. The one last quick tip I wanted to tell you guys was make sure you drink a lot of water before you go, while you're going. I can tell you that I was not consuming enough water because I was too concerned with how much water we were going to have. There's only 2 water sources where we were going, and every time we had to fill up water, it was always before a good climb. So I was always scarce on using all the water for cooking. I didn't realize how much water you use when you cook. So that definitely made me ration the water I had, and it wasn't really good for my body. I definitely needed the water to help my joints and my muscles perform the way they're supposed to. On the trail, we came across a small store where I got a Gatorade and a Snickers bar. I crushed that Gatorade, and then I ate that Snickers bar, and I got some ramen too. At lunch, I had some nice hot ramen, and it totally just changed my outlook, changed my morale. I was ready to go another 15 miles. I just felt so good after drinking the water, having a treat. Have treats, have rewards for yourself. So there you have it. That's primarily all the big items I brought with me. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, give me a thumbs up and some kudos in the comments. This has been a journey and a build up to get to this point, and I'm so glad that I did it. I'm so glad I brought my friends. We are now looking for more adventures to go on, more different gear to try out, and I'm going to take you along with me. So thanks for watching my video on my Appalachian Trail hike. Thanks for watching this video on my first gear up and the gear I brought. Again, get outside, do something cool, try something new. If you can learn from my mistakes or if you can learn from each other, let's do that. Let's have a community of outdoor life. So with that, I'll catch you guys on the next adventure. Take care.